Texas is growing faster than most states, but the ability to produce electricity for our homes, businesses, and industry has not grown as fast. Power producers have been reluctant to invest in new generation plants because they could not earn an adequate return on their investment.
Folks need to recognize that reliability that we've been used to for decades. You just walk in, turn the switch, and you've got electricity. That is not going to be such a given in the next 10 years.
State officials believe the problem is serious but manageable. Even so, Texans could face rolling blackouts or brownouts during times of extreme weather, most likely on hot summer afternoons when air conditioners are going full blast. That almost happened in August 2011 when a couple of plants went down during a heat wave, and did happen during some extremely cold weather in February of the same year. The key to grid reliability is to maintain enough of what's called a reserve margin of generation capacity.
What's most important, though, is to ensure that whatever that reserve margin that we decide to have, we meet it, and we meet it in the long term. And right now, the current reserve margin, looking out into the future, isn't going to be met if we don't work quickly to ensure the new generation gets built.
The Public Utility Commission, which regulates the power industry, is trying to encourage power generators to build more plants by allowing them to charge higher wholesale prices for electricity during peak demand periods. This alone may not solve the problem, and what's more, it can take 2 to 3 years at a minimum to build a new power plant. But there are other options like demand response. This is a form of just-in-time conservation, where power customers enroll in programs to drop their consumption at peak demand moments, and where cutbacks of just 5 to 10% can make a big difference in grid reliability. This approach has been tried successfully with industrial customers in the past. Demand response also cuts the need for more plants, and as a result, helps the environment. In the year 2000, the Texas General Land Office created the State Power Program to make competitive electricity products available to government consumers, like school districts, state agencies, and cities. Now, the General Land Office is adding demand response services to not only provide valuable savings, but also reduce energy demand on the state grid.
The school districts and large consumers are, I believe, a target-rich environment for demand management measures that would save them money and also reduce the amount of money we have to invest in additional generation.
The idea is to offer financial incentives to customers, from businesses such as big box retailers or factories, to governments, to hospitals and schools, and even to groups of residential customers, so that they will accept temporary reductions in power during periods of grid stress. To be effective, this form of conservation requires the use of technology, including smart meters, that make it possible to take a customer offline for 15 minutes or more on short notice.
There's certainly room for growth in Texas for demand response, and at the PUC we're encouraging that. We've actually asked ERCOT and staff to look into that and to begin to analyze what the possibilities could be.
And at the General Land Office, the plan is to push the use of technology to help electric consumers save money.
I think we have the ability to encourage those consumers and to encourage the regulatory agencies such as PUC and ERCOT to look at these new technologies that are coming into fruition here in the near future, to apply those technologies and basically to be smart moving forward, as opposed to just unknowing consumers of electricity.
So the answer to Texas' power shortage problem is twofold: more generation and more conservation. Both require action by organizations of all sizes to solve our reliability challenges. Texans have always been resourceful and will likely need to embrace innovation if we want to keep our lights on and sustain the prosperity and economic growth we all desire.